Don in London, hello. Still Saturday, January the 17th, if I'm right. Yes. 17th of January 2009, and just coming up to 9 o'clock, and this is my second video. In my first video I was start again. My video is all about recovery from addiction to substance and behaviour. So these are about addiction and recovery. My addiction to substance was alcohol, my behaviour trying to be perfect and never ever so, and a very forlorn character at the end of all of that. So my first video today was looking at this book called Daily Reflections, and it's an AA book, and AA is part of my story of recovery, Alcoholics Anonymous. And just a reminder, I don't speak for AA, but I sure do go to AA meetings, and I use the principles of the 12-step action program to keep on living my life, because it helps me with my emotional, spiritual and physical well-being. And at the beginning of every meeting we say the AA preamble, which is why I utilise the same preamble on my videos, and it goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. It does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And I went to an AA meeting last night in the Boltons, just a little way away from where I live, and the meeting is called Courage to Change. And for me at the moment there is also the matter of courage to accept with love that a relationship which I've been in for some months is changing shape. In fact, we're detaching with love. I think that's what me and she are doing, and we're doing it with care, due care and diligence. That is, not to get into a place of blame or guilt or shame, but to express the fact that it's run its course maybe, and that life is going on regardless of our status. And in that, it doesn't mean that life is always going to be happy. You know, in recovery, we get as many rock bottoms that life cannot offer, as many highs or lows that life can offer. We just don't drink on them anymore, and we don't blot out reality. So emotions come and go, the good and sad of life, the happy, the sad, the love, the sadness at its loss, or grieving relationships, because when we lose contact, that deep contact with another human being, we do have a gap, and that gap is not to be filled with, I suppose, lots and lots of little bits and pieces of things which are superficial and indifferent. The gap we get is there to offer us an opportunity to change our lives and our attitudes and behaviour. So we are lucky to a large extent not to be filling up with rubbish, and the old rubbish which would have filled my head would have been blame, guilt, shame, and worse, it could have led to drinking again. But these days, one day at a time, I'm hoping that I stay on the happy road, trudging the happy road to destiny, which is often unhappy, that life goes on, and I make best use of my time here on the planet. And believe you me, I suspect that I'm well over halfway there to whatever ending there may be. But I'm not worried about that. I'm sad about the consequences of last week, but you know, the most important thing, we need to be true to ourselves, and no matter what happens in life, we keep on going. We keep with those people that help us find how to live life and keep life going as best we can. So the Fellowship of AA is integrated into my life and living, and it helps me make sense of life as I go along, one day only, and then life changes. It keeps on changing over and over again. Some of the books that I've been featuring, as I said, Daily Reflections in the last video, and As Bill Sees It, I've got to the last 2 or 3 pages, and just give me a moment. I hadn't started my clock, so I need to check the time. Yeah, I'm alright for time. And As Bill Sees It, as I just mentioned, I'm nearly at the last 2 or 3 pages, so I want to share these today, and then I can start at the beginning again and probably get more synchronised with what January is, the first step, powerlessness, and 12-step program, and then focusing on each step as each month goes by and how my life is unfolding too. So, as Bill sees it, page 331, the great fact. We realise we know only a little. God will constantly disclose more to you and to us, and I guess that's for me the universe and nature, or nature and providence, and I see God as good conscience and truth. Ask him in your morning meditation what you can do each day for the man who is still sick. The answers will come if your house is in order. But obviously you cannot transmit something you haven't got. See to it that your relationship with him is right, and great events will come to pass for you and countless others. This is the great fact for us. And it says here, to the newcomer, abandon yourself to God, or in my case, it's good conscience, and nature and providence. And it's your understanding of God which is so important, not mine. And if you don't believe in God, or don't understand God, or have agnostic or atheistic inclinations, the higher power, nature and providence, does well, and the universe. Admit your faults to him and to your fellows. Clear away the wreckage of the past. Give freely of what you find and join us. We shall be with you in the fellowship of the Spirit, and you will surely meet some of us as you trudge the road of happy destiny. May God bless you and keep you until then. And that was from Bill Wilson, who was one of the co-founders. And that's in the AA Big Book, if you want to know where it's from. And then on page 332, which sort of sums up the ending of this particular book, it says, I am responsible. When anyone anywhere reaches out for help, I want the hand of AA always to be there, and for that I am responsible. And that was the declaration on the 30th anniversary of the International Convention in 1965. So a little bit of history, and then it has a letter. Dear friends, since 1938, the greatest part of my AA life has been spent in helping to create, design, manage and ensure the solvency and effectiveness of AA's world services, the office of which has enabled our fellowship to function all over the globe and as a unified whole. It is no exaggeration to say that, under their trustees, these all-important services have accounted for much of our present size and overall effectiveness. The AA General Service Office is by far the largest single carrier of the AA message. It has well related AA to the troubled world in which we live. It has fostered the spread of our fellowship everywhere. AA World Services Inc. stands ready to serve the special needs of any group or isolated individual, no matter the distance or the language. Its many years of accumulated experience are available to us all. The members of our trusteeship, the General Service Board of AA, will in the future be our primary leaders in all our world affairs. This high responsibility has long since been delegated to them. They are the successors in the world service to Dr. Bob and to me, and they are directly accountable to AA as a whole. This is the legacy of world service responsibility that we vanishing old-timers are leaving to you, the AAs of today and tomorrow. We know that you will guard, support and cherish this world legacy as the greatest collective responsibility that AA has or ever can have. Yours in trust and in affection, Bill. And the gift of that really is saying every single AA person who is in fellowship and who makes a contribution is in fact making sure that the AA fellowship keeps on going in a way which is really helpful to individuals. And what I've learned over the last few decades of reading what has happened, AA continues to change, and so do the fellowship and its members. So we are moving along in a very fast-paced environment where technology is driving us, and sometimes it can drive us as mad or insane as we were before. So we have to find tranquility somewhere, and always for me I find it in AA fellowship and in meetings where face-to-face expression goes on, more and on. And finally, just to make it very clear, the contribution that people make in fellowship is their actual presence and their development emotionally, spiritually and physically. And the reminder for me every morning is, step one, I am powerless over alcohol, people, places and things. And if I remember that, I get my choices back. And the serenity prayer, which is, God, or your understanding of God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.